morning, and thank you for tuning into the Andrew Tate Show, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We've got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be covering whether the Dallas Cowboys should bring back Ezekiel Elliott. We'll also be discussing Anthony Davis credits LeBron James for working on a three-point shot. We'll also be discussing the Forbes 2024 billionaires list, which Michael Jordan appears on. And make sure you guys stick around for later in the show when we'll be diving into some dumb criminal stories. Before we start, though, I'd like to ask you guys like and follow the show. Also, we had a number of questions that come in from the viewers during the show. So to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. That link is gsmcpodcast.net. This just puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also really helps the show. So you should do it.
All right. Hello, Miss Faith.
Hello.
What is going on? You know,
Not
it's kind of
much.
funny. We just started the show, and I didn't really want to talk to Faith that much because it's like we can talk about her on air. So
I'm good.
I didn't get the lowdown except
The
for
lowdown.
yes. I did say the glasses are just kind of cool.
Thank you.
They're like cool yet nerdy yet like
Appreciate it.
librarian. You like cover the whole
Thank
gamut
you.
with those.
Thank
I
you.
must agree. So, nothing exciting in your life right now? I know we just talked yesterday, but
No, not really. This is kind of a heavy work week for me. March and April, it's basically post spring break. Everything is all coming to be due, and so, I have to, work until it's all done, but I only have
yeah,
roughly like a month left of this semester, so it's almost there.
then it's all over. I didn't do much of anything either. I just did my normal work a million hours
Mm-hmm.
and then watched a little TV and crashed out. But I didn't watch anything exciting. I didn't do anything exciting.
Yeah, I
Normally I
didn't
have
either.
at least something fun going on, but it was kind of this is my fun thing today.
Well, I guess yesterday I stopped by the restaurant that my boyfriend works at right now, and they were doing Taco Tuesday. So I went and got a taco. But other than that, I didn't really do
Are they
anything.
like special tacos or are they
Yeah,
just
they
regular
do.
old?
So they have like 3 regular ones that they always put out, and then they do like a taco special. But I got like, he told me to call it the secret menu item because he only made it like specifically for me.
All right, that's part
So
of knowing the
perks,
chef.
perks, yeah. So
Yes. You know, when I think it's like I coming from California and soon you said tacos, I didn't think like Mexican. I thought of sushi right out the gate. Don't know why. Because they have sushi tacos and sushi burritos.
I have never had
And
either of those. That
and
sounds
those are two of
interesting.
my favorite things. And so that's what popped in my head right away. Is that
No,
I'm
it
like
wasn't
I'm missing
sushi.
out on I'm a sushi freak.
I love
That
sushi
is
too.
that is my favorite food. That's kind of, looking at it like being from the South, it's you don't think of someone like, oh, from the South, they love sushi, but
I
you
love
know.
sushi too. It's so good.
Yeah, and you can no matter where it's like no matter where you're at in the world, somewhere they're serving sushi. It's like
Hmm.
sushi and Italian you can get anywhere. You could be on a desert island with nobody on there but blind pygmies, and they got a sushi and pizza shop somewhere. You know what I mean? Those ones that you can always get anywhere.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, let's dive into this today. I know we're dive re going back over a topic we've talked about before, but
Yes.
this was kind of an interesting article,
Hmm.
so I'll let you dive into it.
Alrighty, so should the Dallas Cowboys bring back Ezekiel Elliott? This weekend, news broke that the Dallas Cowboys and free agent running back Ezekiel Elliott had mutual interest in a reunion. This is hardly news because there were rumors last offseason that the two sides would agree on a new contract before Elliott ultimately signed with the New England Patriots. Admittedly, the team missed Elliott's presence in the red zone last season when they struggled to finish drives. A reunion makes sense for Elliott because his market was near ice cold before a deal was struck in New England. Returning to Dallas could help revive Elliott's career and raise his value throughout the league. For many fans, bringing back Elliott is a polarizing topic that deserves dialogue for and against his possible return to Dallas. You can see reasons why the Cowboys should bring him back, but there are two main reasons why the Dallas Cowboys should look elsewhere. Needing to sever emotional ties and move forward. Moving a little over a year ago, this article explained why the Cowboys needed to release Ezekiel Elliott outright instead of offering him a pay cut so that he could remain with the team. At the time, it felt like keeping Elliott even at a reduced rate still meant the team was overly reliant on Elliott, even though it wasn't in the team's best interest. If Elliott were still on the team would insist upon making Elliott the lead runner due to what he's done for the franchise and his durability throughout the years, never being unavailable long enough to give the team a serious look at any other options on the roster. And also, the article talks about how Elliott isn't really productive anymore. They said Elliott deserves respect for what he's been able to accomplish with the Cowboys. His instant success carried the Cowboys into a new era with their core of himself and Dak Prescott. Arguably, he was one of the best players in the NFL in his first 4 years in the league and had stuff to back it up, a 2-time All-Pro and 3-time Pro Bowler in that span. However, as running backs do, they gradually decline after their first few seasons. Elliott's most productive season was in 2018 with 2,001 yards from scrimmage. After that year, his numbers dropped over his next 4 seasons in Dallas with the following yardage totals. So in 2019, it was 1,777. In 2020, it was 1,317. 2021 was 1,289, and in 2022 it was 968. So
all right. So yeah, we've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing real new. This guy kind of agrees with me. The one thing I didn't agree with is he was kind of saying that it would be, Zeke coming back to the Cowboys would give him a chance to kind of boost up, kind of give teams a chance to see him perform at a high level and open up the market for him the following year.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to start off by saying I'm an Ezekiel Elliott fan. Okay. So I'm a Cowboys fan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard. It's you don't want to say these things, but the fact of the matter is, I don't think Ezekiel Elliott will have a market again, maybe ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there would be a market for if the Cowboys don't bring him back in. I don't know if Ezekiel Elliott would have a market on a team at all this year as well. He's been out there as a free agent. He hasn't had much, not too many people have taken a look at him. If the Cowboys don't sign him, I feel like the only shot he has of getting back in the league would be some team getting decimated with injuries. That's kind of the only way I see him getting in. And this is someone who comes from the position of being an Ezekiel Elliott fan.
Mm-hmm.
And, they talk about the fact that there's mutual interest. I think the Cowboys should turn the page on Ezekiel Elliott. Do I think he could be productive? I think Ezekiel Elliott could be incredibly productive on short yardage situations. I think he could be productive in the passing game. But the money that you're going to have to pay him and the roster spot that he's going to get means that a younger up and coming player is not going to be able to be on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at that, I would not bring him back. Not to mention that if you bring Ezekiel Elliott back, He's only been gone 1 year. I think it's a big effect on morale. If you have Ezekiel Elliott in the locker room, one of the team's leaders, one of the team's legends, and he's not getting the ball, then I think it kind of affects the team's overall morale,
Mm-hmm.
um, which can affect the team. I honestly think they should go with a much younger team, a younger roster. Uh, I think the same production as far as short yardage goes. You have Deuce Vaughn, you have running backs that you can draft that would fill in and without bringing in the extra microscope that bringing on and Ezekiel Elliott gives. If we talk about this about the Cowboys being all in, and that topic comes up all the time,
Yeah.
and I don't believe that bringing in Ezekiel Elliott, who is clearly a running back on the decline, I think it just fosters more of, are you just helping out the people that you're loyal to? Are you really all in on trying to make a Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry has been like known for his loyalty to his players. And I think this is one of those situations where Jerry wants to bring Ezekiel Elliott back because in his eyes, he's a Cowboy. And in my eyes, he's a Cowboy. You don't look at Ezekiel as a New England Patriot. You look at him as a
Right, but
Cowboy.
I understand the whole concept of like, the Cowboys and their franchise and they're always loyal to their players and
Mm-hmm.
everything like that. But, with the whole statement of being all in this season, is it really a smart move to bring in, uh, you know, Ezekiel Elliott when his numbers are just going down by the season? You know what I mean? It just
Going
doesn't seem
further and
like a
further
smart
down.
move.
Yeah, and the thing that hurt Dallas last year was the fact that they didn't have a running game,
Mm-hmm.
and Pollard is gone. Bringing Ezekiel Elliott back doesn't make the running game better.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I feel like they would have taken a big leap backwards. They've lost Tyron Smith. They've lost a number of other players due to salary cap issues,
Mm-hmm.
mainly because they have this giant cap hit with Dak Prescott, and they can't. They're having a hard time figuring out: are we going to keep him? Are we going to re-sign him? Because that would if they resigned Dak, then it would alleviate a lot of the cap space because it would, you could spread it out over the length of the contract and they would have more room to sign players. But
Mm-hmm.
free agency has already gone through. The big part of free agency has been done. They've already lost Tyron Smith and players like that. So losing those players, bringing Ezekiel Elliott back, I look at them as, are they a better team last year or this year? And I say last year's team is exponentially better. When I looking at their division, and I say the Philadelphia Eagles got better. The Dallas Cowboys slid a little bit and are not as good as they were. Um, that's very concerning looking at the fact that your quarterback is on his last year of the contract. Your coach is on his last year of the contract. Your brand new defensive coordinator only got a 1 year deal. The Cowboys, it feels like they are the whole concept of being all in. I feel like they're not all in. They're just stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're stuck in the mud. They can't move. The whole Dak Prescott thing has the Cowboys kind of handcuffed. And the problem is, what do you do about the contract of Dak? And I think that's the question. Do you re-sign him, move that money, It hasn't been done, and if they resign him now, then the front office made a massive mistake. Because if they sign him at any point during this year, now it is a mistake. And the reason why it's a mistake is because of the fact that they should have, if they were going to re-sign him before free agency, so it would have opened up the salary cap space so that they could have kept some of their players.
Mm-hmm.
Signing him later in the season or later this offseason just makes it even more of a mistake. I understand what the Cowboys are trying to do by looking at bringing in Ezekiel Elliott because they need something to boost them up, but you got to get younger. I'm not bringing Zeke back.
Mm-hmm.
He can come back on those days when they bring the old players back and things like that, the old retired players. And it's a shame to talk about a player and say, you know, he's should be with the retired players and gone because he's young.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as running back years and miles on his body, he's old.
Mm-hmm.
And his performance shows that he is old. And so for that, I feel like going with Ezekiel Elliott is another step backwards for the Dallas Cowboys. They're not progressing forward. I feel like they're taking a step backwards, and that is concerning.
Yeah.
You don't really hit the panic button until you see how the draft goes, because I could see them. Dallas has always been one of, if not the best drafting team in the NFL, and so I'm sure they're going to address some of the shortcomings that they have. But one of the major shortcomings that they have is that running back, and I would just go with get me one of the young guys out of college to replace instead of Ezekiel Elliott,
Mm-hmm.
and just move on from the Pollard Ezekiel Elliott era altogether.
Yeah.
So
I agree. You know, as much as it's great that the Dallas Cowboys are very, loyal to their players and make sure that
sometimes to a
those,
fault.
yeah, make sure that they get what they need and everything like that. Sometimes it's like, maybe we should move away from this person and try and look for someone else. So,
Yes,
because I see that with
sometimes
Dak Prescott too. Like the whole thing with Dak Prescott right now is just,
it's that's the story right there.
mm-hmm,
We can't talk about Dak Prescott every single day,
mm-hmm,
but the story is now, literally, if they were going to sign Dak, they should have been all in to sign
mm-hmm,
Dak before free agency.
mm-hmm,
Anytime after free agency, if they sign between now and the end of the year, there is no reason to sign him other than worrying about losing him,
yeah,
because they have lost a number of their players. That's kind of funny. It's weird. I just got an article in uh about Ezekiel Elliott. That's
oh,
the second time that's happened. So it's just now I don't know what's going to happen. And then there has been talk. I didn't know this, but salary cap space, if you don't use your salary cap space, it can get carried over to the next year.
mm-hmm,
And there's some speculation that there are teams out there that have extra salary cap space are planning on not using it this year so that they can offer Dak Prescott a front loaded contract
mm,
that would make it so Dak could not come back to the Cowboys.
mm-hmm,
And that's a situation I pretty much am starting to think that this is the last year of Dak Prescott being in a Cowboy uniform. Too many things are pointing in that direction. I could be proven wrong. They could come across the line. Dak Prescott signs, multi-year contract with the Cowboys. I just, once once they signed CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons, this once those two guys are signed, then that'll tell you everything you need to know. Because I feel like they're going to have to sign if they're, Dak first to sign those guys, or just take the hit and move on. So it's interesting. Just
Yeah, it
interesting what's
is.
going to happen here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, draft is coming up soon, so.
So you're gonna be sitting at your house with a big old pot of popcorn, just watching the draft this year. That's what's going on at your house.
We'll see.
The boyfriend's making sushi burritos. You guys are sitting in front of watching the draft action happen live.
We'll see.
She will not confirm or deny either one of these things.
I plead the fifth. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about Anthony Davis. Credits LeBron James for working on a 3-point shot. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will be back in a minute.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about should the Dallas Cowboys bring back Ezekiel Elliott, and now we're going to be talking about Anthony Davis credits LeBron James for working on a 3-point shot. But before we do that, I just wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show. We get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. That link is GSMCpodcast.net. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it just also really helps the show. You look like you're busy over there.
Actually, it's kind of funny. I was doing this. Actually, I was doing something, but I didn't realize it was that obvious.
Oh, he shared me a file. What's this? Well, it's loading. Oh, sushi tacos.
Yes.
That's what he was doing.
I didn't realize it was
picture
that.
Sushi tacos.
I didn't realize it was that obvious that I was looking for something intensely.
Oh,
Whoops.
goodness.
I thought I was being all slick. I'm just looking around. No, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
It's all about faith. So,
Alrighty. So, Anthony Davis credits LeBron James for working on the 3-point shot. Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James is continuing to find ways to improve in his 21st NBA season, as evidenced by him having a career year from the 3-point line. James recently went crazy in Brooklyn, making 9 of 10 3-point attempts to tie a career high, also tying a season high with 40 points to lead the Lakers to win over the Nets. LeBron's co-star Anthony Davis among those to marvel at another exceptional performance from the 39-year-old. Via Spectrum Sportsnet, he commented, He was 9 for 10, and the ones that he was shooting wasn't hitting the rim. It's always great to watch. I mean, most points in NBA history, and he's just continuing to add to it. But the way he shot it tonight, masterful. Overall on the season, James is shooting 41.6% from deep on 5.3 attempts, which is the best mark of his entire career. Davis sees the work that gets put in by James on a daily basis to achieve that and gave his teammate credit. Yeah, he's becoming a 3-level scorer when he shoots the ball like that. I think he's over 40%, over 42%. After tonight, probably 43 or 44%. But obviously, guys, no, he's a powerful driver, and now you can't go under his threes on screen because he'll shoot them and he'll make them. Since I've been here, he's been constantly in the gym working on his shot, and it's showing. Now it's even tougher to guard him. Even though James puts in the work, though, Davis was still surprised to see him have a night like he did in Brooklyn. I've never been on the court where he's made 9 for 10 for 3, so it's still a surprise the way he was shooting them, the run out in the left corner or on their side of the floor. He's 1-2ing. I think that's how you say that. 1-2ing. I think it's 1-2ing. I don't know. Into it. He's hopping into it. He's fading. He was just doing everything tonight from the 3-point line. There's only one he didn't do was the one leg runner that he usually shoots. But yeah, like I said, it was masterful just to sit there and watch that. James' 3-point shooting has been a huge boost for the Lakers this season. It's no secret that both he and Davis can succeed in the point, but it makes the Lakers that much more dangerous when one or both can also do damage from the outside. And then Lakers LeBron James explains how he improved his 3-point shot when discussing how he's been able to improve his 3-point shot at the stage of his career. Lakers star LeBron James credited it to him being healthy and able to get on the court more on non-game days. So,
okay. I mean, they're talking about the game against Brooklyn a couple of days ago, I believe it is. And LeBron was on fire, just draining threes left and right. But what I find the most amazing thing is there's 3 guys that I have seen in the NBA who overhauled or changed their game in a dramatic way that was like so masterful to me. The first one was Michael Jordan. Jordan, as he got older, he started putting in the fadeaway. And it allowed him to, even though he didn't have the same lift that he once had, he was no longer Air Jordan, he was still incredibly dangerous as he got older in the league. And I thought that was absolutely just masterful what he did. And fast forward later in life, and the second player is Kobe Bryant. And Kobe copied what Jordan did. I mean, Kobe was always a carbon copy of Michael. And so as Kobe got older, I started noticing that he's doing that Michael Jordan fadeaway and started putting a lot of those old Michael Jordan old man moves on you as he got older. And I always thought was like one of the most just amazing things watching Kobe and how he did it. And then, but now there's LeBron, and LeBron has done something absolutely different. LeBron, I never really thought of LeBron as a great 3-point shooter over his career, but he has, at 39, overhauled his game where the scouting report is pretty much, you don't want LeBron going downhill, driving to you on the hole. It's a losing situation. And that's what everyone is taught and trained when they go up against LeBron, prevent him from going downhill and driving to the hole, which means play off of him. But at 39, he has adjusted his game so that he is now a danger at the three-point land. And he is sinking shots consistently throughout the year. He is one of the best 3-point shooters in the league now. late in life. And now it's kind of one of those things where at 39, he's becoming unguardable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a weird statement to make, that a 39, almost 40-year-old man is becoming unguardable. And you say, why that? Because the thing you have to do is you have to play off of him, because no one drives to the hole like LeBron. If he gets ahead of steam, you're not stopping LeBron. So playing off of him is the best decision. But if you play off of him, now he's shooting 40%, 41% from three-point land. He'll kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Brooklyn. He will absolutely kill you. So if you can't play off of him and you can't play up on him, at almost 40 years old, LeBron's almost unstoppable right now.
Yeah. I feel like LeBron James is like the definition of the grind don't stop.
Ooh, I like that. The grind don't stop.
The grind don't stop with LeBron.
I love that, because people should look at this and say, you know what? LeBron's not slowing down.
No, he's not. The fact that he's almost 40 and he's still going to the gym every chance he gets to work on things that he needs to improve on, and then does it, and then it's noticeable, is just, crazy.
Yes, I know. I agree with you. And and it's working. It's not just, hey, I'm working on things, but there's lots of guys that work on things. Like Ben Simmons, young guy. And from everything I hear, he's working on his shot. He's working on all the stuff with his game. But when he gets in the game, he freezes and he won't take a shot. He's too afraid to take a shot. It's in his head. Where LeBron, at almost 40, he's not only is he working on his game and making a shot better, but he's using it in the game at critical points in time. The adjustment. It's crunch time. He's rising to the occasion. He's sinking threes. And it makes the Lakers going into the playoffs a much tougher team, because it opens up the floor for Anthony Davis. It makes it so, okay, pick your poison. How are you gonna slow LeBron down? And what LeBron said is kind of true. This year is a little different. Last year, he was nursing injuries, so they weren't putting him out there to practice a lot. When they had an off day, LeBron was getting treatment. Every day he was getting treatment. This year, with LeBron being healthier, he's out there in the lab working on his game, getting better, getting stronger, adding different new wrinkles at 39, 40 years old. He's still adding wrinkles to his game. It's kind of funny to say wrinkles to his game, considering he's almost 40. You know what I mean? So, but this is one of the things I've been saying about people should stop hating on LeBron and step back and view the masterpiece that he is doing, because he's doing things that no player has ever done. You don't look at a player and say, hey, he's almost 40. He's getting better. Hey, he's scoring at a higher clip than he ever had. Oh, he's shooting his highest three-point shooting percentage he's ever had in his career at 39, 40. Just doesn't happen.
No, I mean, he's almost 40 and he's still breaking records.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. He's a special guy. And I feel like people should step back and watch it, because there's not a lot of guys that you will ever see again like him. And the thing about it is, when you look at the fact that He still can drive to the hole. He can shoot the three. He's the floor leader. I don't see when is he going to slow down?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it crazy to say the Lakers could easily sign him to a 3 or 4 year contract?
I don't think so. Not with how his numbers are right now. I don't.
That's just mean it's right. A crazy thing at all. The Lakers, I feel like they should, because even his fall off, unless it's a dramatic fall off, he's going to be good for the next 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's a good move for the Lakers to have LeBron retire as a Laker.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see the Lakers get another player to go along with him because of the fact that he is getting older next year. I would love to see him get another player to go along with him and Anthony Davis so that they can make another run because
bring in Bronny.
Bronny's gonna be. I think Bronny's gonna still be in college. Everyone's thinking about Bronny turning pro. I think it's pretty much that Bronny's gonna be coming back. Matter of fact, it wouldn't even surprise me if Bronny didn't transfer. There's little hints that he may even transfer to a different school. So that's something that we'll be keeping an eye on too.
Mm-hmm.
But I know LeBron wants to play with his son.
Yeah.
But
that's probably why you think that's why he's working so hard?
he's drinking that Fountain of Youth water over there, taking a swig off of it, and LeBron's ordering milk at dinner time. That's what he's doing. That's what LeBron is doing. He's ordering milk at dinner time. Only that's rarefied air there. Only very few people drink milk during lunchtime, dinner time. That's a little inside joke for Tate's dad as well. So that's what I have on that one there.
Yeah.
Unless you have something else you want to say.
I'm just overall impressed. I mean, I always knew, like, before starting the show, everybody talked about LeBron James and how he's one of the greatest, but I didn't know the extent of it. And since I've started this podcast and, I read a lot about sports and, I've been reading a lot about LeBron James, and I'm like, I don't understand how anyone can say that he's not great. I mean,
not everyone says he's great. The greatest. To me, the debate is over. Mm-hmm. There is no debate for me. I got LeBron number one all time. Never thought I would say that. That was not when people were saying LeBron was 2, I had him at 5 and 6 on my list, way down there. But the last few years, LeBron has proven. Yeah. You know what? And if I'm not a hater, so I just stepped back and I looked at it and I'm like, you got to call a spade a spade. He is doing his thing. He's almost 40 and he's doing it better than anyone else who's ever been at this age. So.
Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. Well, with that, we are going to take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about the Forbes 2024 billionaires list and how Michael Jordan is on it this year. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will be right back.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network. Now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about Anthony Davis credits LeBron James for working on his three-point shot, and now we're going to be talking about the Forbes 2024 Billionaires list, and Michael Jordan is on it this year. I don't know if he had been on it in the past. I don't really.
I believe he's been on there.
I don't really keep up with Forbes billionaires or anything like
Really?
that.
I find that,
No.
I think that's a fascinating one there. It's always kind of cool seeing who's on it. And Jordan was on it last year. I know the last few years he's been on there. So, but he sold his ownership share and the Charlotte team, so his numbers kind of went up. There's a few people on there, so I'm looking forward to talking about this one.
The only thing I like when I hear Forbes magazine, like I know like it's a thing, but the only time that I like understand what Forbes is because of Bruno Mars's song "I Want to Be a Billionaire," and he mentions Forbes magazine, and that's
Forbes magazine is still one of the
when I
most
was
popular
reading-
magazines.
when I was reading this article, I had this song by Bruno Mars repeating in my head the entire time.
I want to be a billionaire. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you who's not on that list. Faith and I.
Me. I don't think I'll ever be on that list in my lifetime.
Oh, I'm holding out hope. I'm holding out
You're
hope.
holding
I'm
out?
keeping hope alive.
Alrighty, so LeBron, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods among athletes on Forbes 2024 Billionaires list. Forbes released its list of the richest people in the world on Tuesday, and there are some familiar names for sports fans. It turns out that being the best basketball player in history with a still thriving apparel company has its peaks, as Michael Jordan checks in at 1,033rd with a net worth of $3.2 billion. Golfing legend Tiger Woods is listed at 2,287th with a net worth of $1.3 billion, while LeBron James checks in at 2,410th with a net worth of $1.2 billion. Magic Johnson also tied for 2,410th with a net worth of $1.2 billion as well. Jordan's accomplishments on the court are legendary and include 6 championships, 6 NBA Final MVPs, and 5 league MVPs, and 10 scoring titles. But he wouldn't be on this list from his basketball salary alone. He made $93.6 million during his career, which underscores the fact that he played in the NBA before salaries exploded to their current rate. For comparison, James is making $47.6 million in base salary alone in 2023 and 24, which is the second in the league behind Steph Curry. Yet his airness has made his riches off the court with endorsement deals with Nike, Gatorade, Hanes, and many more companies. His partnership with Nike for Air Jordan is arguably the most famous one in sports history and continues to pay off. With the Jumpman logo on current NBA jerseys, and yet Jordan is behind other figures from the sports world on the Forbes list. The majority of those connected to sports are the team owners, such as Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, Arthur Blank, etc., etc. Yeah.
Yes. Now, this is. I always talk this whole thing about there's rich people and then there's wealthy people. What was that? You have this look. What do you have there? What?
The article that you just sent me, the list, the billionaires list, the first
Okay.
one, good Lord, net worth $233 billion. God.
I was like, I hope I sent her the right article because the look on your face was
Good
like,
Lord, have mercy. I will never reach that in my lifetime.
no, I mean, you look up what a billion is and what's a billion seconds, and it's amazing how when people really put together what a billion is. The one thing about this list that always surprises me is you see soccer players, you see NBA basketball players.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see football players on there at all. You notice no one mentioned any of the football players.
Mm-hmm.
And that always that shows there's something wrong with the NFL system. Football players take the most punishment. They shorten their life. It's a brutal game, and they're never on the list. Baseball players can make the list, but you don't get there as a football player.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a shame. That's the first thing I noticed right out the gate. That it's better to be LeBron James than Patrick Mahomes. That's kind of the way you look at it. You look at it, it's better to be Tiger Woods than it is to be, Tom Brady. Neither one of these guys are doing
Listen, nobody's hurting. None of these guys are hurting.
If you're on that list or talked about on that list, you're doing something right in life. But I've often wondered, why is it? And it's no one's getting there on that list because of their salary, unless you're a baseball player. Now, baseball players, the guy from Japan, I can't think of his name, who's got the $700 million contract. He's getting there. Yes. just from base salary. That is crazy. I can't think of his name right now. He's having the big issue with the gambling and all that. I cannot think of his name. Japanese star, great guy. But you look at these guys, they're all making their money from endorsement deals.
Mm-hmm.
Endorsements are ruling things. LeBron's on that list. Jordan's on that list. It's all those guys that are on there. Messi and Ronaldo, those guys make the list for it. As a player, there's very few people. Now there's tons of NFL owners on there.
Yeah.
And that's people don't realize what a gap it is between being an owner and a player. If a player is getting paid this much, how much is the owner making to pay that salary? That's what people have to look at. And I go back to looking at the Forbes list, and is it because football players have helmets on and you just don't see their face? What is it? Why, football players don't get the same endorsement dollars. Look at soccer players. Even if you don't follow soccer, Cristiano Ronaldo, you've seen his face, you know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James, you know who he is. Steph Curry, you know who he is. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, you know who they are.
I feel like other sports other than football, like I feel like they're more like personable sports, if that makes sense. Like,
clarify that one. I want to understand that one.
I don't like you mentioned with the helmets and everything like that. You can't really see their face or anything like that. But also, like, I don't know how to put that into words.
Go ahead. As long as we're not getting you canceled or me canceled or the show canceled, go ahead and say it. But
it seems like football is strictly more about the sport than the players, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So I think that may be a reason why that football has just always been about the sport, and people. No, I'm not saying that people don't care about the players. It just doesn't seem like people care about football players more than they care about like basketball players or golfers or soccer players, anything like that.
I
So
agree
maybe
with
that's
you
why.
because I feel like it's easier to forget your favorite football player. You know, they have, like, we're talking about Ezekiel Elliott, and he was one of the most popular players in the league for a short period of time. And then it's like, okay, he's done. He's old now. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, older players are still loved in other leagues like soccer and basketball. Old boxers are still loved. Mike Tyson is still drawing right to this day. That's the reason why this fight coming up is such a big deal. Because Tyson still has a draw. Football players, I feel like the minute that their career starts to slide, their popularity slides. That's one of the reasons why the new media is, when they talk about podcasts being the new media, I think it's going to help a lot of players reach their goals, because you get to see a player without the equipment, without the, I mean, it's like this, you know, shoulder pads and helmet and everything else. People sometimes don't, I feel like they don't look at an NFL player as a person, but, you know, basketball players, I feel like there's a closer connection to them. You know, like you use a great example is college football. You know, the minute that guy leaves Georgia, a lot of times they're forgotten about,
Right.
unless they do something big.
I
What were you gonna say?
haven't heard anything about Stetson Bennett after he left and went to the Rams. I haven't heard anything about him.
and see, that's exactly what I mean. You know, once you leave, football players, when they leave, it's like it's over.
I also feel like they don't. Sorry.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead. I'm very curious about your thought.
I don't feel like they get as much like publicity as other sports do either. I feel like you see more interviews with like the players in basketball, golfing, everything like that. But also like the news networks seem to cover more of what those players are doing outside of the sport too. I feel like you don't see a lot of what football players are doing outside of sports. Like today, whenever it uploads on YouTube, I did a short today on LeBron James. He released a new children's book, and so, you know, he's getting publicity for stuff that he's doing outside of his sporting career, and I feel like football players don't get that kind of publicity either.
Yeah, no, I mean, LeBron's, you know, it's better to be a superstar in the NBA. You just look at the level. I was pulling up when we were talking, you know, richest celebrities, and it was George Lucas was number one. Steven Spielberg at 4.8 billion was two. Jordan was number three as far as celebrities. Oprah, 2.8 billion. Number four. Jay-Z, 2.5 billion. Kim Kardashian, 1.7. Holler at me, Kim. you are mama. I don't know what Peter Jackson is. Tyler Perry, 1.4 billion. Rihanna, 1.4 billion as well. Tiger Woods, 1.3 billion.
Rihanna is because she got a makeup brand and a lingerie brand.
I don't know how much lingerie you selling if you get into a billion. You selling some serious. Well, you selling some good stuff.
Her makeup is fabulous. Her makeup is superior. Okay. So she's got great.
If you're getting a billion off of selling lingerie, the Tate brand will come out next week.
I'm pretty sure she has a lingerie brand. I believe it's Fenty, and her makeup brand's called Fenty. So
yeah, it's something like that. Taylor Swift, I think, is a billionaire now on here as well. I don't know where Taylor Swift ended up on the list, but she's always Taylor's the billionaire list. So yes, this is the first time that, let's see, billionaire list alongside the richest people in the world. Yes. So Taylor Swift did make the list this year. Looks like she just got past a billion this year. So
I bet her number
it's
way higher next year.
You know what? If she just started taking some of that money from her cat, she would have made it last year. The cat is the one that gets me upset.
Gosh.
The cat made 90 million, and that upset me. I don't know why. And I look at my two chihuahuas differently now. I was like, you lazy freeloaders.
I know, yeah. Me and my boyfriend have a cat, and I'm like, we need to. Oh, my earring just.
Ooh, she done threw ear. Listen, she done got upset, started throwing earrings.
I'm gonna have to find that. I don't know.
Y'all, Faith done had a wardrobe malfunction.
Oh,
you know what?
Lord.
Oh, let's clarify that one. She lost an earring. Let's keep this wholesome over here.
All right, well, I'm going to take this off until break time, and then I'll find my other earring.
Faith was feeling a little lopsided over there. She got all excited about these billionaires and threw it.
Yeah, send me some money. Send me some money for some better earrings.
The non-slip earrings is when are those coming out? So where did it just flew?
I accidentally hit it, yeah, and it fell out of my ear.
See,
oh,
this
well.
is that moment where you got to take that break so you don't step on your earring and crush your earring. So we're gonna wrap it up here. I'm doing it for you.
I can't stand up on air. I have pajama pants on.
That's right. Faith is always professional on top, casual on the bottom.
I got PJ pants on.
So when y'all over here looking at Faith, oh man, Faith is so beautiful. She looks so amazing. Ask her to stand up.
No. Oh, gosh.
Faith is like, nope, not doing that one. So, all right.
All right. Well, sorry to cut that short. Gotta find my
We got all the important stuff in.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some dumb criminals. So stick around. We'll be right back. I got to find my earring.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome back. I found the earring.
You know, it was weird watching you put your earrings in. No, people can't see behind the scene, but I can. I'm watching Faith put her find her earrings and put her earring back in, check her makeup,
hard to do without
everything else.
a mirror to put my earrings back in. I think I have double holes, so I have to make sure that it was in the right one.
Is there I don't have my ears pierced, so is there a right and wrong one?
Well, I mean, no, but if you have one in this one, and then on the other ear you got one over here, it looks a little lopsided. So I have two.
With those giant hula hoops on your ear, so I don't think you would even know.
Rude. Jay's calling my earrings hula hoops. They're cute, okay?
No, I didn't say you weren't owning it. But you definitely got the hula hoop thing going. You got the hula hoop glasses with the hula hoop earrings on. It's like, I am not liking your description of me today.
Oh, gosh.
I think you look amazing.
Thank you. All right. So, guys, since it's Wednesday, we have our dumb criminal story for the day. This one kind of ties in a little bit with Florida Man Friday too, because this guy is from Florida. So you get the best of both worlds. But we will be doing another Florida Man story on Friday. So.
Okay. One thing I'm going to tell you is, dumb criminals. Remember the one story about the mom that snuck into the class and beat up her teacher?
Mm-hmm.
That's a dumb criminal story. So I don't want you to think we're ignoring those type of stories, because we love those type of stories as well.
Yes. Okay. So a Florida man is wanted by the cops. Tried to throw them off his trail by placing a big sign outside his house reading, "Johnny Yates does not live here." And I have a little picture for you guys of the sign in front of his house for y'all to see. Clearly, obviously, it didn't work. So Yates, 41, who was wanted by the Polk County Sheriff's Office on aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and tampering charges, was eventually locked up. Deputies showed up at Yates' Lakeland home at around 2:45 p.m. on Saturday after getting a tip that he was holed up inside. When the deputies arrived, they noticed a note written on a dry erase board in front of a window that said, "Johnny Yates does not live here." The post said, "Gee, a dry erase board never lied to us before. Should we believe it?" The deputies questioned someone leaving the house who confirmed that Yates was inside, but after surrounding the house for an hour and calling for the fugitive to come out, cops had to take it to the next level. Enough was enough, and the surrender smoke was dispensed inside the house, and 4 people exited the home, but no Johnny, the sheriff's office said. Deputies called out some more, but still no response from Johnny, so a second helping of surrender smoke was put inside the home to waft around a bit. Yet still no response from Johnny. Finally, deputies and K9 Dexter entered the house and located Johnny, who was hiding in a modified chest of drawers. Johnny was arrested and taken to jail. The office said the 4 people who were initially holed up in the house with Yates were also dealt with. In regards to the 4 people who weren't cooperating with deputies, each one received a parting gift, a charge of resisting, and an all-expense-paid trip to Grady Judd's Bread and Breakfast, Polk County Sheriff's Grady Judd, that is.
Okay, first off.
Yes.
Surrender smoke sounds like a new product Snoop Dogg brought out. Get some of that surrender smoke. That's what I thought. I've never heard it go. That's just tear gas, right?
I'm sure, yeah.
Surrender smoke. Who gonna call that sounds like.
Well, I guess because tear gas sounds a little extreme, surrender smoke.
Surrender smoke? It's like, yeah, man. Hey, I got some of that new surrender smoke. You coming over? I'm on my way, bro. Surrender smoke. Who thought of that? That is just gotten way too politically correct. Next, my man, you need new friends. That's the first thing I'm saying right off the top. First off, they were writing on the whiteboard. I don't care who wrote that on the whiteboard. He doesn't live here. You need new friends. Here's the reason why, Face. If I write that on there and put it in the window, as a friend, you should smack me side the head and be like, "What's wrong with you, fool?" By putting that there, you just draw attention to the house. What's wrong with you? And if you didn't do it and your buddy did it, then you need new friends too, because they didn't put you out on Front Street. No matter how you slice it, your friends failed you by either letting that sign go up in the window or putting that sign in the window. Right or wrong?
No, you're 100% right.
That's all I'm saying. Maybe they were smoking that surrender smoke before the police ever got there. Surrender smoke.
Smoking something.
Now, then, Here's another one. This dude needs new friends. When he gets out of club bars, whatever you want to call it, he needs all new friends because someone came out of the house and they just walked up to him. Hey, is he in the house? Yeah, he in there making a sandwich. They just ratted him straight out. They didn't get your back at all. Someone came out of the thing and they asked him, is he in there? Yes. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you say, oh, I don't know, but that sign says he's not in there. I wasn't really looking around.
Because then you would be, you'd get in trouble for, whatchamacallit.
No, you didn't lie. You just said you're not sure. He was in there, but that sign said he's gone, so he might have left.
Yeah, when I was reading this, I was like, I want to know what goes on in someone's mind who thinks like, yeah, this is a good idea. I'm going to write a sign that says, I don't live here. And that'll steer the cops away.
The surrender smoke gets in them lungs and start buzzing with your head, Things sound really interesting, Get that stuff, that surrender smoke deep in your lungs.
Oh my God.
Again, the guy that doesn't do any drugs or anything is talking about the surrender smoke. Yeah, so that would be me. But seriously, these people are not his friends. They should have been looking out for him. It's not that he's a dumb criminal. He has dumb, not loyal friends. Because that sign shouldn't be there. What? You disagree with this one?
I mean, if the friends wrote the sign, then yeah, he's not dumb. But if he wrote the sign, the way they're writing it is he wrote the sign on the dry erase board.
Okay,
so
Faith.
That's dumb on his part.
I'm in Georgia. Me and you are hanging out. You let me know that the popo is after you. Okay.
Which is not true. I just want to go ahead and state that there is no warrant out for my arrest.
The popo is out to get Faith. And you're like, I'm going to put this sign in the window, Tate, saying Faith is not here. I'm going to be like, Faith, what is wrong with you? Take that damn sign down right now. You just asking for trouble. Well, I'm going to call the boyfriend in. Listen, talk to her. She's trying to put a sign in the window saying she's not here. As a friend, you gotta know when to say when. This is when you step in and get your friends back. Tate,
I'm sure they were all smoking the surrender smoke. So
that's what it was.
They all probably thought it was a good idea.
They were all hitting that surrender smoke and just was like, "Oh, it'll be funny, man. We just put this sign up here." They took a swig off their natty light.
Those Zimas.
took a hit off the surrender smoke and just posted it up there, and it was a wrap. That's all I'm saying.
I just
And the thing is, and then you come out, someone comes out and they ask the person questions. Hey, is he in there?
Yep.
Okay, if you're just gonna rat him out.
I guess it keeps you out of trouble, right? Because the other 4 that stayed in the house until they shot out the first thing of surrender smoke, they stayed.
What
in the
about
house.
Walking out and being like, "Listen, I cannot confirm nor deny that he is in there, but that sign in that window says he's not in there, so I trust the sign." That's all I'm saying. You don't have to incriminate yourself.
I don't think you know how the justice system works. If you have a warrant out for your arrest and someone comes to your house looking for you, I'm pretty sure if they've got a warrant out for your arrest, they can come into your house, right, to come find you. So if you've got
gotta have a search warrant. But I'm just saying, the buddy that came outside and said, they asked him, is he in there? And he's like, oh yeah, he's in the back. He's grilling up some grilled cheese. He got some He got some tomato soup in the microwave. You know what I mean? You just ratted them all out. That's all I'm saying. You got to have a buddy that's
going to go to
like,
jail anyway. Might as well save yourself and not go to jail by lying and say he's not in there, or I don't know if you blatantly saw that he was in there.
I cannot confirm nor deny he's in there.
That's called withholding information, Tate, and it is illegal.
No, it starts when you get your rights. The first thing they tell you is you have the right to remain silent. I'm not saying a thing.
But they weren't arresting the guy who walked out of the house. They've got no reason to arrest him at the moment.
Right. I'm just telling them the facts. That sign in that window says he's not in there. That's the one thing I can tell you. Everything else, I don't know. Get me out of it.
Do not follow Tate's instructions when the police officer comes to your door asking for somebody that you know lives there.
He could be making grilled cheese and microwaving some tomato soup, but I'm not sure. The sign says he is not
allegedly, in there. He's allegedly in there.
Allegedly, there's a grilled cheese and some tomato soup about to be consumed. But I'm out here with you. I can't confirm that he's still in there. He might have left. He might have went out the back when I went out the front.
Y'all don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
You got to be loyal to your friends. No, I'm not telling y'all to lie to the police. No, you got to be an upstanding
are telling
citizen.
them to lie to the police.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm saying you got to think about your words. You can't be like, yeah, listen, he's over there. He's on the couch. He's watching Jerry Springer. You know, he's
you really
doing
do
this
paint a picture. Yeah, he just made grilled cheese tomato soup. He's on the couch now watching Jerry Springer, smoking some of that surrender smoke,
Exactly.
taking a sip of a Natty Light.
It's the whole picture.
I could
picture
what he looks like without even looking at a picture of him.
Listen, Robert Earl is in there, but you don't want to rat Robert Earl out. You can't be ratting him out. So
if it saves me jail time, I'd be like, yeah, he's up in there sitting on the couch right now.
See, no, you just ratting him out. You just being a rat. I'm saying I can't confirm nor deny.
There's not going to be anybody that I am going to go to jail for.
I don't think, you know what? I really wasn't paying attention. There was a lot of surrender smoke in there. I couldn't see. I don't know if he's still in there. He might have went out the back when I went out the front. But the sign over here says he's gone. That's all I'm getting at. I don't think Faith agrees with me on this conversation.
Be honest with the police.
No, they're volunteering. They're giving. They just came on in. They didn't even hesitate. They're like, he's right on in there. He's in the kitchen. He's on the couch. They're just telling all his business. You got to hold something in, just a little bit,
No, you don't, because you'll get in trouble later. Just because you won't get in trouble right that second doesn't mean you won't get in trouble later.
What did he break? What law did he break? He said he can't confirm or deny that the guy is in there. He might have went out the back. He's not sure, but the sign says he's gone.
Because if the guy is still in there by the time the guy leaves and says, I don't know if he's in there or not, I'm pretty sure he can get in trouble for withholding information from a police officer.
No, I'm just saying, listen, I wasn't sure he was in there. There is a back door, and he might have been leaving.
Oh, mercy.
Oh, the surrender smoke is rough on him.
God help us all.
Guys, I'm just joking. Don't attack me.
Don't withhold information from a police officer.
Do not withhold
That's a one-way
information.
ticket to jail, man.
Do not hold information. Let them know about Robert Earl and let Robert Earl go to jail.
Oh gosh. Between this and the Cayman Island banks, you know?
I am the guy that never gets in trouble.
Tate's showing me his true colors. Tate's up to some shady stuff, I think.
That is hilarious. I do not have an account in the Caymans. It is in Portugal. My account is in Portugal.
Goodness. All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to close out the show for the day. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Andrew Tate Show, brought to you by GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content updates. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Mm-hmm. 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 Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great.